3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Well, we got a sub... That was still pretty good. A sub 40, just with only 2 lives lost. Like, I mean, with only 2 lives lost, you'd think it would be faster, but still, like, that was good. That was optimal, I would even argue. Here. Ah, I missed the money. Oh well. Honestly, was not expecting the third one. Over here. Ooh. Ooh. Whew. Alright. I'm pretty sure it's... Yep. There's a bunch of down paths. Go from the entrance on down. Well, got the top part. You know what? That's actually a super fast chest. It's not much money, but it's money. It was while you're above? I think it's above health? No, I think the helm is actually below health. Yeah, the shield's the one that's if I'm above. So if I'm at low health, that thing will give me bonus damage. Which is nice. It's our equipment. Weapon, awesome. We are. Glad we took this corner then. Really glad I took this corner then. Because, yeah, that could have appeared basically anywhere. And to have that, both the dash and the boss appear there. When they appear together, it's good. It's lucky. But then when they appear in the unoptimal spot, it's unlucky. There you are. Definitely could have done that better, but oh well. Alright. Alright. Here we are. Whoop. Oof. Okay. Make's shawl. And now we have dash. And so now from here on, we just keep moving right. Hopefully we run into the book along the way. Made a few mistakes, but it's alright. Honestly, if we get ourselves below 100 health, it just gives us a damage increase. So it's not even that bad. Alright. So I'm pretty sure this cutscene does not take time. And so I'm just letting it happen. Because I'm going to teleport here anyways. Down is probably not the route you want to take when looking for the book, but it's the route I am taking. Alright. Found book. Now we just find Far Shores. Alright. So that little hole down and to the left, I'm pretty sure. I miscalculated. I thought that was a lot. I thought the Stygian study was a lot closer to that little path there than it actually was. That was just a miscalculation, and now we have a bunch of loading screens. Unfortunate. Oh well. Go. Go. I believe, and that will also activate my helm. What? Okay. Alright, that activates my helm. Or not. I thought... Just a sec, I gotta focus on finding Far Shores, then I could answer your question, Legion. But, appreciate the question. Just gotta... Wait. Just gonna use that to break that below me. There we are. Alright. How many categories of our Rogue Legacy 2 are there to speedrun? So, I will note that this is basically the only category I do, which is full world clear. Well, Mindful Line has done some finagling with like a low percent, as well as a all bosses that includes like Prime Lamech and stuff like that. The main other categories are just Lamech percent, which is for new players. It's just how fast can you beat the first boss. And it like basically gives you the introductory to this sort of run without having to get super good at it, which I appreciate as like a opening point. And in addition to Lamech percent is there like all the scars. So you don't really see the scars in this run, but there's these challenge rooms that you can get, and every time you enter a challenge room, your like all the base stats are set. So the main rules of the scars is just if you have resolve to spend, you can't spend any of it. And Speedrun.com doesn't recognize it currently, so we can definitely make it recognize it in time. The fact that IGN recognizes the speedruns and Speedrun.com doesn't is kind of sad, honestly. Makes me more proud of IGN there. I try to fiddle around with level 1 all bosses and low percent and up with find the right relic at level 1. Yep, that's mainly the concern. But yeah, for all the scar challenges, it's no... the rule is just no... I think the term is no empathies and no... relics, and because everything's set in stone otherwise, you just have the run, basically. Ooh. But yeah, all of those are just like these challenges. Some of them are just like platforming challenges, which are the ones that people did first to speedrun. But also, I see no reason why there can't be speedruns for closed space and stuff for like a specific class. Dude, I want to see pugilists with white star and kindled gauntlets in closed space. I want to see a speedrun of that specifically, just like a meme run. It'd be great. So in case you're wondering, closed space is a boss fight in a very crowded area. And the two items I just brought up, both are area of effect spells. Are both area of effect and are capable of hurting you, the player. So it's just like you don't have much space to move, and you could hurt yourself if you mess it up. I did leave a meat behind. I didn't not miss that in case anyone wants to note it. I just was already moving past. Alright. There can also be a no architect category. Yes, there can. Oof. Hey! Never punished. Oh, this one. You know what? Messed it up. Oh well. We'll just go the normal route. Why not? Grab a chest, get myself closer to buying Architect. Ooh. Ah. For some reason I thought that was another one that cannot shoot through walls. I was incorrect. I was punished for my hubris. For my ignorance. Alright, well we survived 2 hits. That's close enough. Whew. I just realized No Architect is going to be pretty cool compared to the normal runs. On the grounds that there's so many areas that get me out of there. Ah. I did not spin kick fast enough. Throw one last fireball. Oh my gosh. That's not good. Alright, no more mistakes allowed. They're clumped together well. They're doing their job just fine. I'm just, like, messing up. Alright, well, I did it. Well, calculated. That was all just to increase my damage thanks to the relic I have. Ooh. But yeah, back on Far Shores, so No Architect is interesting because it encourages use of pizza, which means it encourages much more consideration in gold accumulation and teleport purchases. So I think, yeah, No Architect category could be good for the game. If nothing else, it allows the pizza girl to shine. Oh yeah, the level 1 runs were also basically No Architect. Reset. No base speedrun on 100%, all blueprints, rooms, and bosses. So, to do that, means to go into new game plus 10. In other words, I'm still trying to get to that point. Alright. This one, that other one, unfortunately, to get the Lily, I need to damage boost. Which, as I am currently at 4 health, is not an option for me. I want to go right, but it looks like up is my path thanks to all those projectiles. Alright, well I know where all the lilies are now. Whew. Ooh. Actually, somewhat offended that I still haven't found far shore. Alright. Yeah, I found 0 teleports during that long endeavor. I feel like I was so close to any one of them, but found 0. Wind Wall is very good for a strength-based build, so it looks like we're doing strength-based build. Not Barbarian strength-based build, but just strength-based build. Alright. Did I spend exactly all of my gold? That feels good, if I spent exactly all my gold. What the? Oh, I kicked off the person sitting next to it. I think 100% will also not be possible eventually, as they intend to make the game go infinite. Yep, still got plus 5% gold, thanks to Citastasia and FMF fan. Oof. The joys of having a favorite game that failed commercially. Alright, so we need to go up. Gotta get this on again. There we are. I think most paths have been explored with this. Ooh. Here's the other lily that's approachable, so let's just grab it now. So I do have to damage boost here, so before anyone asks, that was intentional. I was supposed to go off the other direction, but oh well. Alright, I'm gonna go right in this big room, if I can manage it. Yep, there's nothing in there. Can't be Far Shores, can't be Nama. I already have my lilies. Just keep moving. Oh, I should have noted that this was also a dead end. Yep. Ooh. Found Far Shores. And Nama's probably down there. Ooh. I actually probably should have leveraged his health to go find Nama, but it's alright. This is slightly faster for a higher risk of losing my health along the way. Oof. Right, I have, like, no magic, so... Alright. There we go. Alright. Whew. By the way, I thought of a good name when there was a final boss. This could be called All Heirlooms. Just a sec. Does he only get the end screen after killing all bosses? I guess. I feel like full world clear encapsulates it pretty well right now. I guess I could definitely see the argument. I don't know, just like all heirlooms fit. It just feels like not what the intent. Like, I mean, fair enough, it works. Definitely does what it sets out to be. Whew. I just feel like all heirlooms implies that once you do the last heirloom, you're done. In case anyone's wondering why it was good to go strength with this spell. This spell's utility is not in damage. It's in versatility. Oh, I misread which direction that was going. Pretty drastically as well. But it's alright. Yeah, this boss with Wind Wall is much easier than without. There we go. I'm using the fact that normal runs always finish the game. Alright. And from what I've read, I think it's a really sad situation. I just don't know how many... Oh, you're talking about the question of the day? Yeah, exactly. That's the theme. Like, how do you feel about it? My answer is, I don't know. It's such a... Like, I have no idea what's going on other than the accusations. And it's like, I know that they've been going on apparently for decades. Like, it's... I know, like, generally, like... And that's the question, like, how far does it go? How much of it is, legitimate? Like, I'm sure, like, I don't think California would be pursuing this if there wasn't legitimacy. But there's, like, so many cases, I have to wonder, are all of them legitimate? As you're saying, how far does it reach? It's like, it's... I dislike it, and it's like, but what do I do from here? Oh no, I don't like the way companies treat workers. There's a lot of companies that mistreat workers, and it's like, how many of those companies do people actually stop buying the products of? Like, I mean, I don't really play Blizzard games much anymore, so, like, it's not going to affect me much. I was just curious how other people felt with... I know some people disliked Blizzard in the first place. I know some people love Blizzard, so I just kind of wanted to get other people's opinions. I just heard about the accusation, and if it was a single case, I'd be like, okay, wait for the evidence. With this many accusations, I'm like, well, wait to see how widespread it is. Like, I think it's better just to shield bash to get myself through. Gosh, it's just such a... Yeah, it's like, what do you do? And that's the thing, I kind of want to hear what... like, for people who are still playing Blizzard games, how does this affect their feeling of those games? Because I don't know. I enjoy playing Diablo 3. Alright, so yeah, do you still play it? Like, are you still going to play it? Like, does this affect your desire to play the game much? Like, I'm just curious how this affects you as a consumer. Like, is it to that degree affecting? Or is it just, like, disheartening? And then, oh man, a company that I thought was good is abusing their employees again. Such a shame. You know? Oh, doesn't really... Okay, so yeah. You're saying... It affects your desire as a future consumer, not as the game that already exists, that you've already paid for. Yep. Fair enough. It was on cooldown! I literally was pressing it, seeing cooldown flash, and not responding. Well... I almost wanted to do that. Like, the Algesia doesn't really do much when you have Austin Odysseus alongside it. Alright, let's get our intelligence notable. You know what? Yeah. I've been enjoying Duelist. Let's enjoy Duelist. I should have paid attention a bit more. I think the lockdown has revoked itself. I think the lockdown failed. Yep, definitely coming from this side. Alright. Let's kill calm heads. Ooh. Big text while in the middle of a boss fight. Yep, exactly. Don't worry, I'll read it once I'm done here. Okay. Like you said, how many developer groups are involved in this? Like, is it spread throughout the entire company? Or is it just, like, a single... Like, I heard it started with World of Warcraft stuff. Such a terrible situation, because there are some people there that are not part of it, and it depends on the salary to live on the support, and will end up affecting them one way. Like, yeah. Because, yeah, also, how does, like, shutting... Like, saying, I'm not supporting this company, how does that affect the people that aren't involved in this? Who were trying... You know, the people that were affected by this lawsuits are also... Let's see. This character gets to low health, they deal more damage. I think that's a thing I could appreciate. Just get hit, lol. There we are. Whew. I also haven't grabbed book yet, I just realized. So I have quite a few outs. I feel bad for the streamers that play Blizzard games too. Yep, exactly. It's like, where do you just not address it? I do watch one guy called Regis Kiblin. I do like watching set reviews and stuff, and he definitely made a video. He's just like, listen, I still have the job to do, but like, I'm going to state that this is horrible. It sucks. It takes the joy out of this, but, you know, show must go on. So... He definitely dislikes the situation, but it's just like, yeah, I have a job to do. So he, like, you know, speak out and then do what you're here to do. Which I think is a very, like, mature way of handling it. It's just, you know something's wrong, but it's like, you can't throw out everything. Blizzard is still a company. How far is it spread? How these games are still fun despite these things, like, definitely... address it, and then... Alright, so I took some damage, but there's 2 meats here. Awesome. And that extra intelligence boost did actually matter. Appreciate it. If we boycott companies, how many are going to be left? So here's the thing. You might say there might not be many left, but there's always, if one company goes down, that leaves room for another company to take its place. Like, the invisible hand. Like, through the concept of the invisible hand, any company that gets boycotted is basically a failure for that company to meet what it must, and therefore another company is waiting to take its place. If Blizzard goes down, there are other companies that are just like, hey, this is a good game style. Like, I like these Hearthstones. I like these World of Warcraft sort of style games. Like, if World of Warcraft shut down, that doesn't mean there's no more MMOs. This means that there's suddenly a reason to try to bring in your MMO. There's suddenly a hole in the market waiting for it to be filled. So, like, yes, it's going to be sucky when it first occurs, because obviously it takes time for that hole to be filled, but it just leads to a better future, is my general argument. So, boycotting is just like, I see boycotting company no different than just not using a company's services because their product is bad. I see no difference, personally. The only difference is, instead of the product being bad, it's the morals being bad. Oof. Alright. I agree, the market will be filled with new companies, but the purge would shake the entire industry. That is a theme. So, the initial purge would be poor. I will not deny that. It does shake the foundation, and some people are depending on that foundation. So, I will not deny, if you try, like, I think that's why people look for these, like, moments instead of, like, there's plenty of companies that are doing a lot of immoral things right now, other than Blizzard, like, other companies that have been doing very immoral things for a very long time, that we don't really pay attention to, because there's no, like, it's just a consistent theme. There's no, there's nothing, like, new evidence to justify trying to shake the foundation. Okay, I usually don't like you going up here, but we'll try something new today. I imagine there's so many companies trying to hide things right now. Yep. Oh my gosh. So in case you're wondering, that spell also stops projectiles, which is why I use it so freely in those moments. Like as you saw there, it destroys the projectiles. Which is what justifies that spell's huge mana cost and huge delay. Ooh. I'm going to make the hard question. I'm going to make the question hard. If you really enjoyed Hearthstone, like your favorite game ever, would you still play it? Yeah. So, my theme is like, if this was Wizards of the Coast. Okay, so in case you're wondering, Wizards of the Coast not only does Magic the Gathering, which I play a lot, but it does Dungeons and Dragons, which the fact that they have a set that's combining both is why I can't get away from Magic the Gathering right now. So, like, if this was affecting Wizards of the Coast, how would I respond? And I do not know. I think it's just, like, I can't not play Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I might start looking into Pathfinder and stuff like that, or like working on like putting more effort into making my own system, but like I can't not talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I can't not talk about Magic the Gathering, you know? Oh my gosh. So, I think hypercoagulation, like, you're cool, but this wins games. Yeah. So, yeah, if Magic the Gathering went like that, I think I would stop buying Dungeons and Dragons books. I think I would definitely focus on the content that I already have. And I think I would... And the tough one is, would I stop playing Magic the Gathering Arena? I definitely would not put a cent into it. Like, I have not yet, and I would not intend to, if that was the case. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I would say, I would still play it for now, and then I would wait for the revelations. And if it's as bad as some say it is, like, if it's truly company-wide, then I think I would, I would end up having to stop playing Magic the Gathering Arena. And I would honestly kind of hope that the story wouldn't be released until after Forgotten Realms rotated out. But yeah, I would still play Dungeons and Dragons. I just might focus on like really changing up the rules, making sure it's my own version of it, and like not buy any books anymore. What am I? From my point of view, if you bought a product from Blizzard, you can still use it. It's your right to use it, but like I said, I would stop buying new ones. Because a product that I bought in the past does not affect the present situation. There's no way to refund it yet. Fair enough, yeah. Like, this is all about future purchasing, not... Like, while it happened in the past, there's nothing I could do about what occurred in the past. So, it would just it would just be an effect on future. I think that's a good way to look at it. That until this finishes up, and until it is proven that it's not as bad as it is, or until it is proven that it's as bad as it is, I just don't focus on, just like try not to buy its products. Oh god, now I'm just imagining, if this was Nintendo, would I cancel my subscription or like my pre-order for Metroid Dread? Like, oof. There's just a certain point where, like, with Nintendo, I just have to be like, okay, it can't go all the way to Miyamoto. It can't go all the way to, like, you know? Because if it was Nintendo that this was happening to, oh my god, I'm not sure if I could handle that. I'm not sure if I could handle that. Exactly. If you bought Diablo 2 10 years ago and there was something there, you had no idea what was happening, so you have no relation to it. Yeah, exactly. Oof. Your relation is to what you know at the time and what was known at the time. Like, what was it? I don't blame people who smoked cigarettes before we understood how bad they were for you. I blame people who, like, I do question why people do them, like, nowadays, now that we know so much about cigarettes. But, like, back in the old days when we really had no idea, like, I mean, you can't not take Serena Howe's bargain when it's offered to you, okay? Let's just be clear about that. Besides, this is the last room. If I can get through this room without taking a hit, like, you know, entering into the damage. Oof. Oh, God. There we are. Stop the fireballs. Alright, just a few more. There's a fireball coming for me. You can see that little warning sign. Woo! Survived with 5 health, everyone. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Well, we brought Serena Howe's bargain into here. It's a question of, do we get to leave with it? Is hypercoagulation so powerful? I always just shield dash through that section, lol. Makes sense. Oh, I used my double jump already, duh. Oh, thought I still had my shout. Nope, I used it. Whew. Oh well. We got to Enoch nonetheless, or Irad nonetheless. Combative. Or health bars don't exist. You're a liar. Health bars don't exist. CIP and Alxthymia. How perfect of a combo. Hard to quit once your favorite theme? Yep. Definitely. Because, like, the thing is, it's like, when it's a single, when there's alternatives, and when those alternatives are around the same level, like, when Blizzard goes, there's still, Valve. There's still, yeah, like, what do we do if Valve, who has all of our Steam games, technically, is accused of something like this? Do we just suddenly boycott Steam? Like, dear God, I have thousands of games in here. I mean, like, I feel like if that happens, then I just have to pray that all the games I really care about are willing to take the effort of moving to the Epic Game Store. Like, that would create a crisis in the PC gaming industry for sure, yep. Nope. I have rules for a reason, let's use them. Well, there's my 2 hits. I hope I'm close. I have no idea how close I was to killing it. Felt like it couldn't have had... I thought I was going to die a while ago, honestly. I think it's mainly the problem of them treating their fans and customers like this, and it's just more evidence they've just become a bad company. Really quick, I'm gonna go... Since I failed those times, it's not a delay to guarantee that preferential treatment gets the right one and actually works. Yep. Alright. So yeah, that's the thing. If it's like, So that's another question. If we know the company's bad, and then we figure out this stuff about them, how much does that change? And like, what companies do we know are morally dubious and yet still have strong ties? Like, I think there's a huge thing with Hershey's, what it does across, like in foreign affairs. Like, I think there was like a huge, like, moral issue with, like, they were doing something in Africa and they intentionally made it so that, like, they were giving food to Africa or something like that, and they intentionally made it so that it messed up the people in such a way that they had to keep going to grab the food. Like, if they stopped grabbing it, what was it? I think it was like something that, like, it messed with the milk. They were feeding kids, and it messed with the milk for the, like, mothers that were feeding them, or something absurd like that. And, like, Hershey's is still a big company despite that. I don't know the entire story. I'm going to be honest, I don't know the entire story, but I know there was something very morally dubious amongst those companies over across the seas. Ooh. There we are. That's why I took this spell. Oh, that was the wrong move. Oh well. It's not like that move's very useful. Yep, honestly, the freezing in the air is quite effective. Like, if they did everything else good, but they only had sexual harassment, I probably wouldn't care. So if it's like the first case, if, like, the company seemed like the positive, charitable, awesome company, and then this claim showed up, you wouldn't care. Makes sense. Because it's like, it's one of those things of, that, I feel like that is less of, I think that's more of, there's so much credibility they have that this is the case of challenging the credibility instead of actually being the thing that kills the vibe, kills the desire of the company. Some offshore companies love doing horrible things. Would be in the category of unintended consequences, like if they didn't ban players for supporting Hong Kong or something. Yep. Oh yeah, right. The free Hong Kong. I'm so disappointed that people gave up on that. How's it going, Sweet Cute? So we're talking about the question of the day right now. If you didn't know, Blizzard is getting sued by California for several cases of basically not, like, they would actively not hire people because they were female and stuff like that. Just generally bad decisions like that are, you know, like, if it's just, like, they weren't the best person for the job, okay, but it's like, apparently they have enough evidence, they have enough cases where they're like, no, this is actual sexism. This is an issue. So I'm waiting to see how deep it is, and until I see, basically our general consensus is none of us are buying things from Blizzard right now, and as long as we're not, like, supporting the company, who cares? Like, we're not going to start supporting the company now because of it. And if we are supporting the company, we're going to hold off until we get this case through to see if it's good or bad, sort of thing. See how they respond. But since then, you stopped your WoW subscription after here. Ooh, here we are. We have the sacrifice, everyone. Because we were trying to figure out what we would do if we were deep into Blizzard. Because yeah, I will state that, like, I wasn't sure I still enjoyed Hearthstone, and then when the free Hong Kong stuff started hitting, I'm just like, you know what? This is my argument. Let's remove Hearthstone from my games that I play. But keep in mind, I had MTG Arena. I had a lot of different options than just Hearthstone. I had a lot of different options, but WoW, yeah. Oof. Losing. I know WoW is a hard deal to lose. I'm gonna have to talk to my bro about that, because I know he plays WoW as well, but oof. Yeah. Glad you're sticking to your guns there, though. Glad you're sticking to your guns. Oop. Alright. You already made your switch to Final Fantasy 14 and you're trying New World. Alright, yeah, and that's what I was just about to say, the end of the free market. The act of this failure by Blizzard is now creating a stronger place in the MMO economy. Like, as I was saying, it will take a while for the void to be filled, but if Blizzard goes down because of these accusations, then we have other MMOs that could suddenly exist because WoW is not the all-time ultimate MMO. And Final Fantasy 14 is an example of the next biggest, and this might actually leave openings for smaller MMOs of smaller companies that want to break into the market. There's also a recent Bloomberg article about the botched Warcraft 3 remake. I remember that. I remember the botched remake. How Activision basically pulled all funding because it was not a huge moneymaker. Ooh. And from what you've seen vibes, it seems like that the cases are more specific to World of Warcraft devs. Ugh. I mean, Amazon is not better, but still. Exactly. There's a lot of companies, and that was one of the other things. We were talking about companies that we've just kind of accepted have immorality inside of them, and how much a theme like this would affect it. We don't talk about Warcraft 3 or Reforged. Whew. But yeah. Not sure how much I can say about this. It's good that they are getting their comeuppance. I hope that it's much smaller than I was led on to believe. Like, for example, I do enjoy watching Hearthstone content, so I'd be really happy to see this does not extend into Hearthstone. Then again, Hearthstone is based off World of Warcraft lore, so it might just intentionally stem off of it from there. No. World of Warcraft is based off of Hearthstone lore. There we go, we figured it out. World of Warcraft is based off of Hearthstone lore. That's how we fix this situation. Oof. Alright, well. Yeah. I'm still going to watch Regis Kiblin and people that, like, the people that, as respectable content creators, that happen to do this stuff, but yeah, I'm not sure how much I could support them in that. Oof. But yeah, it's a good conversation to have and a good consideration for what companies you are willing to make the sacrifice and what companies you're not willing to make that sacrifice. I feel like we just some of us got lucky in the company that was bad and did all these decisions. Like, fortunately for a lot of us, it wasn't our boy. But yeah, Blizzard was the boy for a lot of people. If you're playing WoW, I'm so... Like, this is a hard choice for you at that moment. I'm really sorry that you're in that situation. Asmongold 200 IQ'd already moved to Final Fantasy 14. Like a boss. Heck yes. Yep. Acelaw, I quit I'm not sure if I already said this. I quit Hearthstone when the Free Hong Kong stuff came out. Technically, I wasn't playing it much, but that was just my decision of, alright, I'm just removing it from my phone. I don't care anymore. And I think that's the theme. I think it takes people that are super invested and puts them on the iffy spectrum, and it puts people on the iffy spectrum on the point where they want to jump off. It shoves everyone one sphere of influence out, and a lot of people are on the edge of the sphere of influence. So I think just like that kind of removal of the sphere, like anytime this sort of information comes out, some people are going to be lost, and some people are going to stay, because some people, they either are too invested in the company to let go, or they don't care as much about morables, they care about content. Which actually leads to the question of the death of the author. Can you enjoy the medium despite the consequences of the creation of the medium? And so it took me a while to come up with the answer of yes. And I think, so I remember I watched this story about the creation of the Wizard of Oz. Alright, I'm going to read this and then I'll get into that conversation of Wizard of Oz if people are still interested. To be honest, for quite some time I already was very tired of Blizzard works. But they butchered WoW, they let Overwatch die, they nearly ruined Diablo 3 with their mobile announcement, and it's just like... I bet. Some people won't want their time to have been in waste. Arena was so unplayable, everyone played against was it took them 4 minutes to get through their first 2 chirps. But they patched that out after I quit. Oh, you're talking about MTG Arena? Yeah. It is slow at times. Are you talking about... No, you're talking about... Hearthstone Arena. Oh! The Hearthstone Arena, specifically. Alright. I never understand people rage quit if someone is slow in Arena. New players need more time to make a decision. Yeah, no. Hearthstone Arena is what Hearthstone Limited is called. You're correct. It's just it happens that Magic the Gathering Arena has the same name. But yes. So, just before we close off this discussion, I do want to talk about the concept of the death of the author. So, the thing is, I do stand on the side that works of art exist separate of the person who created it. Now, there is the issue of if supporting the art supports the creator, you have your questions, you have your moral questions. But a lot of artwork, over time, it separates from the creator and just remains the art. And there's a huge story with this with Wizard of Oz, where I think every single actor in Wizard of Oz, from Dorothy to Coco to all the weird setup they used, like the masks and all that stuff, every single person came out injured or hospitalized at some point during the production of Wizard of Oz because of just poor decisions on their part. I think the Wicked Witch of the West had a stunt double actually perform several scenes because in one of the scenes, the initial actor, when they had like a smoke cloud behind them, the smoke cloud caught fire and singed off like a part of their face and stuff like that. So, and then like the lion had, like their costume was like 200 pounds, and the person who was playing the lion did not have good physical strength, so they were just like in constant pain with all of that, and they weren't able to lie down in the costume and things. So, like basically everyone in Wizard of Oz had in some way gone messed up by it, and yet at the end, I believe in old age, the people who created the Wizard of Oz still look at it as a spectacular moment, like they were part of this amazing creation. Which tells you that the art supersedes the pain and gain there, but you cannot deny that. So that's for the case of the art. This paid supersedes the means of gain there for the art itself. That does not mean for the product. Wizard of Oz is not a product that's like people are making money when you go Google it online. It's probably, it's not, I don't think it's an open source, but it's like it's getting so close to that point. Like it's so easy to find Wizard of Oz at this point. You're not supporting the initial company who trademarked it. You're not supporting the people who did all that damage back then. Most of them are dead, I'm pretty sure. It's been a while. Some of them were old already. Like, in these ways, art exists. Art always exists. And the art can exist despite the process of creation. That's generally what I came to the conclusion of. People will definitely disagree, but I do think you can, especially as time progresses, you can support the art instead of the artist. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because you could still like Diablo 2 and still have issues with Blizzard right now. Because if they were doing that, you're not giving them money with Diablo 2, that sort of stuff. You're not supporting them. Oof.